Bond stood frozen as the woman screamed in agony. Just moments ago, she had been clinging to her newly married husband, whispering to him, trying to gather courage for the long journey ahead. But now she could only stare at him with fear and helplessness. She knew she was dying, and he knew it too. Inside the alien laboratory, the monstrous creature performed a horrific experiment on her body, twisting her organs, studying her reaction, and treating her as if she were nothing more than a living sample. Her husband trembled uncontrollably, forced to watch everything from the other side of a transparent barrier. He could see the demon working inside his wife's torn flesh, but he could do nothing to stop it. Her final scream echoed through the chamber, and then she fell silent forever. Before anyone could mourn her death, the alien pivoted toward Bond with thunderous footsteps. The creature removed a metallic bracelet from its arm and tossed it aside as if it were useless. Then it reached for a strange leather whip blade, an instrument designed to pierce bone. In the next moment, it struck Bond's ribs with full force. The deep crack of bone made his entire body shiver. For a moment, Bond thought death would be a relief, but the desperate instinct to live awakened inside him. With whatever strength he had left, Bond lunged forward and slashed the demon across the face. The alien shrieked loudly as blood splattered across the metallic walls. That small opening was enough. Bond stumbled to his feet and staggered away. Without realizing it, he grabbed the discarded metal bracelet and strapped it onto his wrist. The alien began to rise, teeth grinding, eyes blazing with fury. Bond didn't wait. He ran, dragging his bleeding body through the cold corridors, until he finally burst out of the underground base. But as soon as he emerged into open air, the blinding light hit his eyes, and he collapsed. Hours later, Bond awoke in a barren desert, the Gobi Desert, alone, wounded, confused, and unable to remember how he got there. The wound on his abdomen burned like fire, and the mysterious metal bracelet clung tightly to his wrist as though fused to his skin. He tried to pry it off with rocks, but nothing worked. It was indestructible. Then he heard hooves behind him. 3 bounty hunters approached, their hats low, their rifles loaded. Strips of human skin and scalps hung from their saddles, a warning to anyone who crossed their path. Seeing Bond's dazed expression and silence, the hunters assumed he was a fugitive who had escaped from a prison camp. They decided his scalp would earn them a handsome bounty. But despite losing his memory, Bond's combat skills had not faded. Within seconds, he disarmed them, fought fiercely, and killed all 3. One tried to flee, but was gunned down by his own panicked partner. When the fight ended, Bond took their clothes, mounted a horse, and rode toward a nearby town. He reached a dusty settlement and entered a bar to find a moment of peace. But peace didn't last. A strikingly beautiful young woman sat beside him, watching him intently, as if she knew him. Before their conversation could deepen, the town marshal stormed into the bar and arrested Bond. No amount of explanation helped. He was accused of robbery, assault, and murder, crimes so severe that even the sheriff couldn't ignore them. He was to be sent directly to the federal court. That night, he was loaded into a prison wagon along with another dangerous inmate. But before the wagon could reach the next checkpoint, a gang of dangerous horsemen blocked the road. Their leader was Colonel Jones, the father of the criminal prisoner. His gang outnumbered the sheriff's men, yet the sheriff still refused to hand the prisoner over. A violent shootout was moments away when suddenly a blinding light lit up the sky. Something enormous was approaching rapidly. Bond's bracelet began to glow intensely, as if it recognized the presence of its creators. Before anyone could understand what was happening, a massive UFO descended upon the town. Burning blue beams shot downward. Homes burst into flames. People screamed as metallic tentacles descended from the aircraft and pulled them into the sky. Women, children, the elderly, no one was spared. Amidst the chaos, Bond realized the bracelet responded to the aliens. He lifted his hand, and the device transformed, glowing with a strange electric energy. With one powerful blast, he shattered the bars of the prison wagon and freed himself. Then, in a brave but desperate attempt, he fired the bracelet at the UFO. The explosion tore through the hull, sending the craft spiraling down to the ground. When the dust settled, the townspeople cautiously surrounded the wreckage. Even Colonel Jones, a man who feared nothing, looked shaken. A scream came from a nearby house, and everyone rushed with weapons drawn. But the surviving alien had already escaped, leaving behind only a massive claw print and droplets of blood. Worse, Dozens of townspeople had been abducted. Determined to save their families, everyone prepared to track the aliens. Bond broke away, following faint traces of memory to a lonely cabin on the outskirts of town. The moment he opened the door, flashes of his past returned. He remembered how he once brought home gold coins for a better future with his wife. But those coins melted into light, and metal chains smashed through their roof. His wife was dragged away, screaming, and Bond himself was captured and taken to the alien lab. There, he witnessed her death, and barely escaped with the bracelet. Now he had only one goal: revenge. Soon he rejoined the others following the aliens' trail, but heavy rain had washed away the footprints. In this confusion, a group of outlaws recognized Bond. They called him Boss, though he didn't remember. To them, he acted confidently. But tension rose quickly. His former second-in-command accused Bond of betraying them long ago because of a woman. Enraged, he ordered Bond's execution. But Bond used the bracelet's energy and killed the traitor instantly. The rest of the gang trembled, and once again accepted him as their leader. The enlarged group continued until another alien ship appeared. Their bullets were useless, bouncing off the alien armor. Only Bond's bracelet could change the fight. Still, many were captured, including the mysterious woman from the bar, Ella. The UFO fled across a river, dragging its prisoners. Bond used the bracelet to leap into the current, pulling Ella to safety. But before they could breathe, an alien pilot emerged from the water. Ella fought bravely and killed the creature, but its claws had struck her deep. She died in Bond's arms. Moments later, a tribal clan surrounded them. Their own people had also been abducted, and they blamed Bond's group for attracting demons to their land. They burned Ella's body as punishment, but the flames triggered a shocking transformation. She rose again, alive, her skin glowing faintly. Only Bond rushed forward to cover her, realizing the truth. Ella was not human. She was one of the aliens, but from a peaceful tribe that had been wiped out by the hostile invaders. She had disgui, set herself to live among humans and avenge her people. Ella explained that the alien base stored enormous quantities of stolen gold. The invaders fed on it, used it as fuel, and had grown stronger. To stop them, Bond needed to remember the path to the base. A tribal shaman gave him a special medicine. The visions returned, and Bond recalled everything: the entrance, the tunnels, the lab, the weapons. Together, the humans launched an attack. Dynamite exploded, tunnels collapsed, and for a moment it seemed victory was possible. But then an army of aliens burst from underground, charging with terrifying speed. Bond fought through them, using the bracelet to blast open a path. He and Ella dove into a secret tunnel leading directly to the core of the base. Inside, aliens immediately recognized Ella and attacked her. Bond fired wildly, crawling forward as prisoners slowly regained consciousness behind him. More aliens flooded in, shrieking. Using the full power of the bracelet, Bond blasted the walls, clearing a path for the surviving humans to escape. But Ella remained behind. Her mission was different. She wasn't trying to escape. She wanted to destroy the entire base, even if it meant sacrificing herself and breaking the bracelet's connection forever.